chuckling a little bit because we are already seeing something pretty fun. Tremble Midas, Dr. Magnus the bands, but look at that. Warbeast, then Salamon, first pick by Sync. Salamon, the new meta.
I don't even know Breaky anymore. I don't know what to say, honestly, Break. After that last game, I'm just clueless. Salmon, good hero. Salmon, good hero. Get some salmon.
This is ridiculous. I mean, it's like all of a sudden, just overnight, like literally overnight, this hero has just all of a sudden become a go-to hero, apparently, for these teams. So I know now Sync, they ran it as a suicide when they ran it in the first game against Nullstone. So I assume we're going to see that as well right here. But, I mean, at the same time, they could do a short lane too, and so that's kind of a question mark now for Nullstone. Like, where are they going to run it?
Well, if you remember how Sync ran it the other day, it was on Saturday, wasn't it? So it was yesterday. They ran it, like I said, in the suicide lane, and they had him play the sort of team fighter sort of style of hero that I thought, how Salmon should be played. Yeah, again, we've seen Nullstone play a different way as well, but I think just going what Sync did in game one and obviously in yesterday's game, they'll play him in the suicide lane, they'll give him a little bit of farm so he can sort of catch up, obviously after a poor laning phase, and then what he'll do is he'll farm very, very well, pick up like a resto stun, and Sync will just keep on farming and take team fights around about the 30-minute mark, and then most likely break Nullstone's back, and there's the Pebbles pick as well to follow on for the Ophelia. So it'll pretty much, I think it's going to be the same game from game one yesterday. So Nullstone are going to have to do something different or try and really address whatever Sync did in game one. I mean, I think Salomon did have a big impact, but I think it was, I think it's the Pebbles aspect, the key hero, obviously the thing that sort of kind of brings the whole strategy together is the portal key on Pebbles. So look, sort of try and shut him down and go from there, but
We'll see. We'll see how it works out this time around. Definitely, again, kind of interesting. And I know I made the comment, too, when we saw him yesterday for the first time. It was like saying, oh, well, this show's kind of boring to watch as a spectator because it's just about farm. But, I mean, it's actually, I'm kind of growing on it. I'll say that much. And I think a lot of people would be the same way that now that we've seen it a couple times, both using a couple different roles even, and then done very well, clearly, that it's actually kind of entertaining to watch now. But so it's going to be fun to see how Sync uses it here, but like you talked about, they got their Pebbles. That's really powerful for them, especially in the hands of Mickey, and I'm sure, of course, Ophelia being played by Zlapt will also be something that they're happy that they got. Again, you got the Warbeast on the other side of the spectrum here, but with what you got. So now he's very comfortable with that. Usually it is banned, so he's not able to pick it up, but they decided to ban the Midas instead. So you could say
I really hope he doesn't play jungle, and I know it's going to be jungle, but I'm already just sort of not liking it. The reason being is because, like, that hero, when you play it jungle, you have to play it a certain way, and it can only work in a particular game as well. It's a very, very, very passive jungler that doesn't really offer too much outside of the battle cry until, like, 20, 25 minutes, for example, and by that, Sync are going to already gain so much advantage if you run like a passive jungler in Warbeast, because he won't be able to offer anything outside of Battlecry, particularly in the team fighters. But I already know it's going to be jungle, and it's not good, man. I'm not liking just what the idea of it's going to be. Like, because Sync they can go aggressive on it, and they don't even have to, but they could go aggressive on it. And if not, they can just let it farm up, for example, until 30 minutes. But by then, Sync are probably going to take most of the outer towers. And that's when Warbeast is like, oh, yeah, I came out of the jungle, maybe he's got his strong in head, but it's going to be to no avail because they're going to be so far behind before it even starts. But so, I mean, I'd like to see it suicide, but it's not the style of what Nullstone run. I mean, it was Quincy. Do you actually have the stats for Warbeast jungle? I can't think it's higher than 50% because whenever I see it, I think it backfires more than it actually works. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, if we are going to see it, I mean, Nullstone is the team once again that definitely would do it. So that's why, like you're saying, it's like we're probably still going to see it, even though there's justification that they probably shouldn't. And you could argue, hell, going something like a Cthulhu font here, but. Oh.
Do you have jungle Warbeast, but for Nullstone stats in particular?
Oh, just for Nullstone. We're getting specific.
Because I know Sync run Warbeast jungle Warbeast. So. But even that is kind of low, like 58% win. It's probably actually higher than its regular win rate. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of jungle Warbeast. There we go. Even higher. So well, scratch what I have to say, I guess. But I don't know. I think in this game, though, I don't know. I think it's just going to be too greedy and it's going to be too passive to actually have an impact. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, again, they get the prisoner here. Now as far as bands where they focus on carries more, so you got the Swift Blade, the Dark Lady, and the Oogie bands coming out from Sync. So, going to be intrigued to see what their final pick actually is here and give us some information. Again, knowing that you're going up against a Salamon, it's like, where do you go with that? Do you want to maybe go a little bit more of an aggressive carry here? One that's going to...
I think actually, we won't see it, but Succubus is actually really, really strong against Salamon. You just sleep him and just let him die. You forget about him. You sleep him, because rarely do they run Stronger Ned. We saw what you got. We saw Fuzzy Stuff get Stronger Ned last time, but normally we don't really see it. Particularly when Casey plays, he doesn't get Stronger Ned. You pick up Succubus, you just sleep him, and then that's it really. I guess the other team can actually take it off if they're smart, but. Yeah. It's a really, really great crowd control ability, and like I said before, I think a lot of teams have been playing it wrong against him. They've been trying to kill him, and then they've been trying to kill the ultimate, which is extra 2,300 HP. So not only do they have to sort of go through a tanky HP hero anyway, they've got to go through the ultimate, and then they've got to go through the ultimate again, and then kill him again after he's come out of it. So it's so much wasted damage, I think. So I'd like to see it different.
Huh. Demented Shaman coming out is that going to be a support? No, that's going to be their Flensmeister.
So yeah, this is the style of draft I thought they were going to run, push, team fight, same what they did last time with Salomon, and probably what we're going to be the same in game 1 as well. Take an advantage in the lanes, get group up, and then start taking down towers. And with a jungle war beast, you can do that because it's not going to offer too much, unfortunately. But with Madman as well, again, kind of somewhat of a greedy lineup, but I don't know. We might see something different. We might see it work quite well. Who knows?
Oh boy, here we go once again. Like you're talking about the game number 1 yesterday. This is a similar strategy to what Sync actually did with the Suicide Salamon, and going to go for it again here. Like I said, I love Demented Shaman personally, and I like seeing, especially in this kind of role, the focus farm. At least ideally, we'll get something going and. Because, again, more than likely going to build more utility. Obviously, the idea of something like a shield breaker on him, although it can be powerful, probably not going to see that. More utility, more of the Astrolabe, more of the tablets and whatnot, I'm sure. But, yeah, great for pushing, especially with an Ophelia teammate, that Healing Wave, and the Storm Cloud of his. Excellent. So, interested to see, again, though, how Keizu is able to perform on the Salamon here, how the lanes start off. Again, what you got, he is playing the War Beast, so it is going to be the Jungle War Beast here. In the end. If you
actually remember though, Solomon actually had a horrible time in lane last game. Really, really poor. So if he can have maybe a better start in the lane compared to last game, which I think he will have, because I think they're going to run a dual lane mid, I think, with a Moira Prisoner mid. And then Solomon's going to be most likely 1v1 against Bubble, so probably won't feed as much as he did last time. So, or die as much last time.
So look at who's playing what again. They're changing things up. Fuzzy Sloth, the one playing the bubbles here. You got Beaver Banger playing Prisoner.
They don't really have a carry there, do they? Though their carry is will be Madman, and Madman's going to be in the offline. So, but I spoke to them about thingy, by the way, about the Salomon pick and why Fuzzy Sloth plays Salomon and Beaver Banger plays Magnus. What he did in last game, and obviously what he did yesterday as well. It's just because that Fuzzy Stuff is a lot more comfortable on Salomon. So what we expected, really. He's a lot more comfortable on Salomon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's pretty basic there in the end, yeah. Simply, he's more comfortable, so. But anyways, here again, guys, this is it. Now, obviously, to stress the guys by now, I figured you would probably understand this, but in case you're still unsure, Sync has a 1-0 lead here in this best of 5. As they are coming from the winner's bracket. It's how the format has always worked throughout the Han Tour seasons, and I know this isn't Han Tour, but, in a double elimination tournament with the grand finals, that's pretty much how it's always worked, so at least for our scene. So, anyways, they're up 1-0 in this best of 5, so they're the ones, with that advantage. Again, knowing how close yesterday was, kind of goes back to that as well, and figuring that out for Nullstone. I mean, we're talking about teams in the past, too, how not only do you have that 1-0 advantage, but the idea that you don't have to play the game beforehand. And Nullstone, again, a team that's known for dragging out games, and the games will last a little bit longer. Hell, we had a 2-game series that basically played over 3 hours right there, and could have very likely gone to a third game if things just weren't Shrek's way. So, point being, I am sure, somewhat worn out from that. Obviously get a little bit drained from that, but hey, now you got to turn right around and play the top team in the world. So, it's definitely a difficult mission here for Nullstone Gaming, but they've been playing very well these last couple of days. So. Let's see if they can have it all come together and ultimately become victorious. But as far as lanes go, Fuzzy Sloth on Bubbles is actually going to end up in the bottom lane here. Asuka is going to go in that Suicide Madman. What do you think of that? I mean, both these heroes have suicide potential. You think sending the Madman Suicide actually makes the most sense?
Yeah, the reason being is because like you don't know how or Sync are going to lane, for example. It looks like they're going to run the Pyro Pebbles top, for example. And if that is going to be the case, he's going to be a lot better suited to deal with a dual lane than Bubbles will. If you remember the first game where Ogre Madman, I think it was Marcus played, he just completely dominated it. And that's because Madman has a lot better presence. In the lane, honestly, has a very, very strong presence. Can really annoy a 1v2 lane, whereas Bubbles, you can't really do the same impact really because you're going to be trading with the Pyromancer, you're going to get boxed out by the Pyromancer, whereas Madman can't really get boxed out as much as, say, a Bubbles, for example. So he's been in the off lane, and that's the main reason, for example. Like normally it would seem that Demented Showman is going to be short and then Pyro and Pebbles would be mid, but just for that sake, it makes a lot more sense to put Madman Suicide. It's a lot safer in that respect, and as it will be, it'll work out well for him. Yeah.
Well, another pause here. Unfortunately, it's just that's been kind of the thing this weekend. It kind of just seems almost out of the order. I mean, I know we have pauses here and there, but this weekend, just for whatever reason, it seemed a little bit over the top with it. But it is what it is. And hopefully...
It seems they're all talking as well. I don't get it.
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously Mickey is currently DC'd, so restarting here and getting that figured out, but hopefully going to be back and good to go here shortly and can resume on to what is game number 1 here, the Grand Final. So, again, guys, this is the last tournament, last bit of Haunt coverage that we have for you guys, so definitely enjoy it for that until the World Finals, which are March 28th to the 29th, so... Not next weekend, but the weekend following. So basically, will be about a 2-week break as far as Han matches go. Now this coming week, we are planning to do a podcast again. I believe we're aiming for Thursday right now. Again, although we'll let you know throughout the week, though, when that's going to be happening. And that'll be kind of a preview show of the World Finals. We'll kind of go over, talk about all the teams. And obviously, we know, again, plenty of Sync and BMG especially, but getting a little bit better of an idea, perhaps, of who the other teams are. And kind of learn together with us because, you know, I know you especially have been doing a lot of research. I've kind of been checking in here and there. But, hey, us together, hey, we're still not even 100% sure who these teams are, what to expect. So we'll learn together there and gonna let you guys know when that's going to be happening. But then the World Finals to follow after that should be some good fun, guys. So looks like he has reconnected. Gonna be good to go here. But, again, yeah, I see Demented Shaman in the hands of Flensmeister. Excited to see what he's able to do here. Right now, it looks like... So they're going to have the Pebbles top. Okay, so, yeah, DS is going to be middle. Most likely. Also trying to take out the Hellhounds here early on, but don't think that's going to work out in the end. They're going to get right on through. They're just a little too tanky. And going to be able to do the nice creep pull right here. So well played by what you got. Delaying that top lane at least a little bit. But yeah, so what do you make of this, though? Demented Shaman going middle.
Yeah, it's because they want to secure the Pebbles portal key in the short lane. And if you see what the dual lane they're going to be against, more Prisoner, they just do not want to face that. Easily possibility that they could just feed, for example, and die a couple of times. They did not want to have Pebbles on a bad start. And as I said before, Pebbles is the real key hero in this draft. You know, you get portal key on him, can set up all the kills, can set up all the team fights, and that's exactly what Sync want to do. So they want to make sure that their most prized possession in Pebbles, as well as Mickey in general, has a good start, so he can really snowball from there. And even though Demented Showman is going to have a little bit of a hard time 1v2, I don't think he's going to really be able to die because he has obviously the heal, has the Unbreakable as well, if that's what he decides to build, which I assume he will. It makes the most amount of sense, and actually, like Moira and Prisoner mid is actually quite useful because like the stun, obviously the Harkon, Shards of Harkon, like you're going to stun 2 people, so in a dual mid it makes a lot of sense and has a lot of synergy. So they don't really want to face that, so they're just going to play it safe and go Pebbles short lane.
Madman, you see right here, Ophelia's already coming over with the Skeleton King. They're going to find him. He does have a stock, of course, and the Rev Ward even already put down. So yeah, they really want this kill to happen. Had a Rev Ward in case maybe a camp was blocked. It's not the case though. And almost using it to kill a Madman, but unfortunately it's just a little too slippery, and he will make his getaway. But yeah, we do see in the middle lane, though, Flensmeister's using that healing wave pretty aggressively here earlier on. Getting some good creep kills with it. Farm. Yeah.
It's got like the same farm as Beaver Bang, and 1v2 like it really happens. Like I don't think they've been using hook once. Like when you play a 1v2, you have to use your spells, really try and dominate and control the lane. Oh, he's going to use it there, so that's nice.
Oh, as you say that, they use it, and a bloodlust kill. Oh my God, needs one more. He will get it. All right, so get the bloodlust.
And this is the reason why you use your spells. Like even if you don't get that kill, you need to put almost fear into it because it interflames Meister. Because if not, like he kind of can control the lane and can really get a lot of last hits and really can take control of the lane. So I like what they did there.
But at the top lane, Madman goes down. So quick revenge on the side of Sync Esports, and again Pebbles actually getting the assist for that, but still the point is he gets a lot of farm out of it, so yeah, very good. But yeah, at least being active in the middle lane, that's important, and they most certainly do that right here. Now, again, yesterday when we saw the Suicide Salamon, it was in a unfair matchup, and he was being heavily harassed. He died several times. This time, though, I mean, it's a 1v1 versus a Bubbles. You expect him to actually stay alive, and it's a War Beast in the jungle, so it's not like he's scared of ganks. So that's where I'm a little bit concerned for Nullstone. This is even going to be a better Salamon game, or at least on paper.
Yeah, and that's what I was sort of saying earlier on as well. Like when you're 1v1, I don't think he's going to be able to die like, unless he misplays. Even when he gets level 6, I don't think he's going to be able to die. So he's going to get good farm, and he's going to snowball even faster in that respect as well. So, and like I think he's going to lose the lane without a doubt. He's playing against a ranged hero, and obviously he's playing against Battlecry as well. But still, middle lane though, Demented Shaman.
Yep, that double damage prisoner, man, doing so much work. Oh, the Unbreakable comes off, though. The Untouchable, whatever it's called, he stays alive. It is the Unbreakable. Anyways, turning it around on a prisoner. A couple auto attacks going to be needed right here. But that Unbreakable doing a lot of work for Demented Shaman. Not going to worry about the courier, probably using vulnerability anyways. Mora, though, being chased down. The Catman champion getting further in there. Gets the stomp off, but no, not going to be enough. We'll be fine, and we'll dodge the hook right there as well. The Catman champion might be in a little bit of trouble, but the rest are going to be fine. So, yeah, good turnaround again. Demented Shaman, that's definitely a power fist, too, having that Unbreakable. You think you have the kill, and heals right back up as a result of that
Hook.
fatal hit. Oh, yes, what a hook, though, from Prisoner.
I was waiting for him, man. Good hook, Nasu.
Big hook.
Yeah. Yeah, another kill onto Flensmaster as well, as you saw. Yeah, 2 kills on 2 as well. That's exactly what they want. Like I've seen it so many times, right? When I've seen like they're running like 2v1 against the actually top lane Madman.
Yeah, missing the Phoenix wave, it's not going to matter. If he gets caught.
Like I've seen it so many times where teams play like they play 2 mid and they're facing like a solo mid, and they play really passive. They don't use any of their spells, for example, and they don't try and pressure the enemy mid laner. And as a result, like the enemy the enemy solo laner just has so much farm and really sort of much dominates the matchup, and you can't do that. But luckily, Nullstone have been really active with their spells and throwing hooks left, right, and center. It's been working out very well for them.
They're just toying with the Madman here at the tower now. It's not actually going to be killed. This is going to backfire possibly. Yeah, Pyromancer will go down, so having a little bit too much fun. They dove the tower heavily right there as he ported back in, and it wasn't able to work out. And meanwhile, Demented Shaman again goes down. So Sync Esports, a couple of deaths here and there, and Nullstone, Beaver Banger 3-0-0 here in the middle lane. He's having a fantastic prisoner start.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well. And it's all about the aggression, though, honestly. And they've really been firm printing that. Whenever he comes up for a creep, they just chuck out a hook, even if it misses it. Like, it really does scare Flensmeister, so makes him play even more passive, for example. So yeah, it's really nice play coming out from Beaver Banger and working out well. I mean, the one thing they have to be worried, though, is the Pebbles portal key. He's got really good farm. He's going to have portal key. He's actually got blood shows, which is kind of interesting, but I guess he's a short lane Pebbles. Normally we used to see Bottle played whenever, like the first time I ever sort of see the short lane Pebbles was Stay Green. And he would always, or Swindon would always go the Bottle. But it makes sense that you can't really control the runes as much if you're in the short lane, so blood shows just gives him some kind of mana regeneration. So yeah, it makes sense. They're
really trying to keep the pressure up on this Madman here, but once again he's able to get away, and he actually loses a Minotaur to Ophelia as a result of that. So going to go back to farming, though, but yeah, spending a little bit of time trying to be active here as Lapped. Unable to come through right there, though, and again, his farm not necessarily the best earlier on, but in the end, you see that from time to time on Ophelia's and eventually get better, of course. So, but yeah, you talk about Pebbles, 375 gold per minute right now. Again, going the Blood Chalice early on for the early stat item in the regen. Going to finish the Steam Boots right here as well as, what is that about? But the current prisoner record of 444 gold per minute. Yeah, so far, again, off to a good start. But that's at the end of the game when it finishes. So we'll see how he's able to keep it. Again, he is a carry player at heart, definitely. So wouldn't be surprised to get some good farm. Middle lane, yeah, Mora's coming in. But I think they might have seen that or heard it or something.
It's really good that the Null have been able to do this well in the lanes, though. I've talked about it before, but whenever you're playing against like this sort of team fight and push lineup that Sync have here, you have to make sure that you do decent in the lanes, because if you do decent in the lanes, it really reduces Sync's momentum, or the enemy team's momentum, to really start grouping up and team fighting. Because if you have a good starting lane, you've got a lot of gold, you've got a lot of experience, for example, and you're a lot stronger in team fights. So it's very good that they've done well here in the lanes. If they were like weak, for example, in lanes and they get a lot out, Sync would be pushing a lot earlier and really getting a lot of towers down. So.
Pebbles trying to solo Madman there. Almost enough damage. Got him to, I think, about 30 life or so, but he's able to stalk away and does survive. So, yeah, Pyromancer was rotating over at that time, trying to get there in time, but obviously couldn't. So instead, again, Asuka able to do enough to stay alive right there. And he's just going to hug the tower. So he's already had a couple of deaths, so he's having to play this pretty passive. But again, at least he's staying alive here in these later couple of kills. As I say that, they want to go in. Oh, no, he's stunned right there. Yep, there comes the stun with the stalagmites, and that should be a kill. Moira comes in with the illusion, maybe try to get a turn kill, but not going to happen. And they'll fall back from there. So yeah, they are not afraid to dive this tower. They've done this multiple times now. Going to kind of backfired earlier. It's the bottom lane, though. Salamon goes down. Bubbles and Warbies, did he ulti? He did not. They're able to come together to get the kill, though.
Yeah, nice play. I'd like to see him maybe push bottom if they can, but they might force a reaction out from Sync if they start pushing down bottom. But they should definitely do this, though, because if you can kind of get a couple of towers before Sync start grouping up as 5, you're going to have that gold burst, that gold sort of invested into sort of your team. And so when the team fights are happening, at least you're not too far behind in terms of gold. And they are pushing down bottom, but TV's going to rotate over, and that's going to be enough for them to sort of back off. So.
Yeah. 500 GPM Pebbles. Oh, it is scary. Here comes the portal key right here. 8.5 minutes. Steam Boots, portal key, Blood Chalice. Yeah, he's...
oh my god, it's 500 GPM.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he's doing good. That tower push really did it in, and anyone right now is a free kill at this point. If he catches anyone, maybe other than like the prisoner, I guess. But still, really anyone should be a pretty free kill. He's going to hide up top here. He's waiting. He's seeing if Madman maybe he's going to scout it out, but... Middle lane, Ophelia, actually, Prison Break comes out. She is going to get pulled back in. No, just out of range. However, Moira comes in with the Mana Sunder as well as the stun, but not going to be enough either. And the illusion going to end up dying off right there. So, good attempt, but just not enough from Prisoner.
Pebble shows the portal key as well, by the way. So, that's nice patience from Oscar as well. And then he goes back out of the lane. That's really nice patience there from Oscar, actually. Like, he was waiting behind that T2 tower for at least 2 minutes, probably. Really, really nice patience there from him. And Pebbles is coming back in, though. He's got to be careful. He sees him, right? He sees him.
Oh, he just used a barrel roll. That was funky. Gets the chuck off, though, but not enough damage. All right, so maybe not a guaranteed kills, I thought.
It was a little bit of a weird combo, though. I don't think Pebbles, he couldn't get the combo off. Like, it was the stun, then the chuck, and didn't get the double damage, unfortunately.
Salamon's going to TP, and he will be fine. Yeah. I was going to say, why isn't he going for an ulti for him, but he just wanted the TP, and he survived.
Unfortunately, Moira's Ephemeral Forge was on cooldown, so couldn't use that to stun him. But here comes the push from Sync, though. So one failed kill bottom is going to lose him a 2-1 tower. So really nice trade there from Sync. Realising the rotation over from Nullstone, and now Nullstone cannot rotate over mid, so they're going to lose the tower mid. For not really anything, unfortunately, because they didn't kill Salomon. So.
Yeah, you're right. Very well played on their part. Getting that now. Bottom lane, actually. Warbies, he's sticking around a little bit too long. Here comes that Pebbles with the portal key, chucks him in the air. Salamon assisting a couple of cleaves right there, and down goes Warby. So the momentum, it is starting here for Sync. And again, this is what you always got to be worried about with a team like Sync Esports, because when they get momentum like this, unlike other teams, they rarely, if any time, start going the other way. So Pebbles, Prisoner just a little too far away. They think he's down here, but they're not going to find him, unfortunately. Stormcloud is ready for Dimension Shaman if they want to use that and push this tower, but waiting for a little bit better circumstances.
This is what's crazy. Like, Flensmeister had a horrible time in lane, died 3 times. Keizu had pretty hard time as well down bottom, because he died once. And all because they got Pebbles portal key, like, now they're looking like they're going to just steamroll over every single tower in this game right now. And this is what I mean, like, Pebbles is the key hero in this matchup. Like, you have to delay the portal key if you can, but it doesn't matter that Prisoner's got the portal key and he's done well mid. Like, this is what happens when you get portal key Pebbles.
Big combo.
And it's just the Pebbles, man. It's just the Pebbles.
It's Mickey. It's not Pebbles.
It's Mickey Pebbles, man.
Both,
But, and this is, like, I don't know. It's just.
You figure a team would have learned by now.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, this is the same strategy that Stay Green used to run like 2 years ago. You have to lock down the pebbles. It's something that Spinner would always talk about. And
it's
unfortunately not. Like Prisoner had a great time in lane, but it doesn't matter. Kind of thing.
It's a case. It's a case of okay. So the lanes. Is really what the heroes that they have. Does that come back to the draft? Because they couldn't necessarily go aggressive against the pebbles with the lanes that they have and the lineup.
They couldn't. And they couldn't. Like you got Wolbeast. He has to play passive in his own job. He can't get aggressive on Ophelia. And then they're going to be running. Oh, Prisoner's going to die as well.
Oh, there's the Chuck. Prisoner says, "Get in there, bitch!" And a prison break comes out, and actually could have worked out for them.
Whoa.
They get a couple of kills on Dimension Shaman and Pyromancer. Salomon though comes out of multiform pebbles. He's dropping, however. And he ends up going down, so that works out pretty damn well for Null. I was going to say, they need to be a little careful about chucking in a prisoner to your team, because pops the prison break, and Salomon's going to go down on top of that. Ophelia wasn't with them. Well, there's that throw from Sync.
Definitely, just a little over-aggressive from Sync. Like they diving their tier 2 tower, particularly a prisoner as well, the worst hero to target. But again, it's good that Nullstone did actually capitalize on that. And yeah, like you see their team fight is strong, but it's going to rely from Sync overplaying in situations like that, for example. But no, going back to the point though, like it's not really the play in terms of what they could have done here. Like if you pick up a Wolbeast jungle, like he can't go aggressive obviously, and then in that respect you can't go an aggressive dual lane because you're fighting against an aggressive jungler in Ophelia, so you're going to be 2v3 if you go up there. So, and particularly not with like a Moira prisoner, it's just a little bit too weak. So. Yeah, I mean, they did their best at what they could in their lanes, and they're still doing very well. Like, you saw that last team fight. But Wolbeast in a team fight right now is going to be completely useless because he doesn't really have strong Ned, unfortunately. And Man doesn't offer too much either. And then you look on the side of Sync, they've got like Helmblood Legion on Solomon. He's really, really tanky. Portal Key on Pebbles, closing in on Slaps, Astrolabe. And then you just got the heroes of like Burst from Pyromancer and obviously the heal from Demented Shaman. So it's just like... Oh, Hook just missed, but... Yeah, like Sync's draft, their peak is right now. Nullstone's is a little bit later, unfortunately.
Yeah, you see Salomon is farming the top lane, pushing the middle. They will get the credit for the tower kill as well, so definitely, again, coming together very nicely here for Sync Esports. Salomon, they're probably going to join up with him, it looks like. Yep, making their way up there. You can tell Nullstone, they're playing it very safe, very scared, and maybe get a hook from Prisoner to start things off, but also not overcommit themselves. There's a ward of sight here from Sync that gives us a good vision and a chance for Pebbles to jump in if they do push up. So yeah, Nullstone very aware that this is not going to be anything free they can defend, and they will have to give it up. So the 6,000 goalie now kicking in favor of Sync Esports in the end. So you got Warbeast, 335 gold per minute. Definitely a carry hero of sorts, and he's looking solid, but still needs a lot of time before that impact going to be happening. What is this about? Over his current kill to assist is 21-0. Jeez, yeah, what is he? 4-1-3. So yeah, the Mickey factor, it continues to be a thing. That's not just something we say just because. It really is. It really is a thing because not only just as a player, but like they've talked about too. It's just when he's happy, the team's happy, and they're just having fun and doing work as a team. So yet another example of that right here as we're 15 minutes in right now for Nullstone Gaming. And speaking of Mickey, he's looking for that chance once again. And he might find it on a Madman. No, they don't have vision up there, so Madman's going to be fine. But yeah, Helm of the Black Legion on Salomon. He has another 2,900 gold saved up already. And there's the Sustainer. So, like, yeah, I believe, again, he went this into Resto, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Resto. Because he's gone Steam Boots as well, whereas Noel Fuzzyslov went Go Smart just last game, so he wasn't able to sort of rush the Restos down, for example. But with him, he will be able to. Obviously, they got the Ring of Sorcery as well, so they're easily going to have enough mana for him to go Resto.
Now, oh, nice. Oh gosh,
the shaky screen, man.
Screen,
wow.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, no, I like what they're doing here though. Salomon pointing to the top lane, acting like nothing's really going on, and the rest of his team actually doing Conqueror though. You know, Salomon's.
Well, they know though. I think Nullstone have a ward.
Oh, they do have a ward, yeah. Right.
So they know what's going on, but like they can't, they cannot fight Sync. Honestly, they really can't at this time because Warbeast doesn't have Shrunken, so he's going to be kind of dead weight, I think.
Yeah.
Madman just a little bit weak as well. Doesn't really have any kind of damage items. Bubbles is decent. So is Prisoner. Moira doesn't offer really damage. Like look for Sync, they all offer a lot in terms of either damage or control or heal. And yeah, there's nothing that really scales or needs none of their heroes really need farm to be effective. That's the biggest thing. Like Pyra has his spells, Dominion Shaman has his heals, Salaman has his ulti, Ophelia has her heals and her creeps, and Pebbles has his combo. All he really needs is a portal key to be effective. Whereas Nullstone, they need quite a couple of items really for like War Beast and Madman especially to be effective. And that's the reason why it's been so effective. But literally, this draft and this sort of strategy here from Sing is literally the same as the Stay Green's sort of strategy, maybe with like a slight difference in terms of the Salomon, but it's still the same. The principles are still the same. Push the team fight.
I don't see a Keeper and a Tempest over here.
And that was like 2 years ago, though. Like, I'm talking about the one with like the Minots and Jesse and Limp. That was the But yeah. It's like I mean, Keeper and Solomon still offer similar things, though. They both offer a lot of team fight. That's the main reason.
Sorry, I'm playing some Plinko here, getting onto the screen. Trying to win one of these chests, damn it! Stupid tickets.
Rigged, man.
All I get. I want this DreamHack chest, yo. I gotta win something here.
You get a free ticket to Dreamhack.
Dang it. No, I don't think that's part of it. Rebooting the router. Nice.
Nice.
It's this, I know that they're landing, so it's made for all of them, so.
Who is it for?
What's up?
I was wondering who's lagging?
Well, somebody said it's unplayable. Who was it? Zlaps mentioned that, but again, I think they're like all on the same internet. So, or is it Casey?
Okay. Oh yeah, well he's by himself, isn't he? Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. No.
Yeah. Hey, I got a gold chest. Something. Thriller Rhapsody. Nice. That's a good skin.
So Breaky, talk to me about Thailand.
Michael Jackson. Look at that, timing out right there.
About
About Thailand, what do you want? It's good times ahead of us. It's gonna be fun. Got yeah. If you ever get the chance to go to a place like Thailand too, man, it's great place to check out. So it's a fun part of it too. Obviously, the tournament itself is, of course, most look forward to, but being able to explore around a little bit too, being out there, it's definitely a damn.
I heard
cool place.
Their LAN cafes are like to the next level kind of thing.
Oh, that's how majority of the people out there, that's how they do their thing. So they got all this LAN cafes basically everywhere. That's how people use computers and whatnot. So, and yeah, majority of them. I mean, it's you walk in, and I'm not overstating this. It's you walk into a LAN cafe, 80% of the people will be playing Han, and there's Han advertising all over the place. And yeah, it's
sick,
really cool to see. Yeah, Thailand knows what's up when it comes to.
Do people recognize you, by the way, like just random Han plans? Obviously, you don't.
Honestly, not as much as in like Sweden when I go to DreamHack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's they got their own casting crew over there and stuff, and
that's true.
They got their Winzy's one of their main guys. And then,
I've been watching someone like man, those guys are like super like they must be high a lot or something because they are crazy. Like the announce peg is like enough, but
energetic,
they are like nutty, man. It's funny, but
they are energetic. So. Yeah, that's something to look forward to there, definitely, as well as, of course, the event as well. So definitely got some good plans when it comes to production and everything, so excited for all that, and should just overall be a good event. That's what I'm most looking forward to, so.
We fly in like 8 days, don't we? So.
Yeah, we personally leave, next Monday, actually, so a little over a week, and then the tournament itself is, of course, the 28th and the 29th, the Saturday and Sunday, 2 weekends from now, guys, so. All right, I think we're going to go on a break here, though. Wait for this to get figured out. Of course, Sync, you can see they're still DC to restart on the router here. Hopefully not too much longer, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'll be right back. We got the grand final action coming at you. Game 1 right now. Sync versus Nullstone. Sync up 1-0 in this best of 5. Trying to go 2-0 here. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, though. We'll be back here on Honcast. gentlemen, boys and girls, just giving you guys an update on what's going on here. Looks like, again, we're still waiting for the 3 players here, Insania's Lapped and Flensmeister, I guess, with the land and whatnot. They restarted the router, I guess, is what they said, and still no word, unfortunately. Haven't returned, so, yeah, we're kind of in that spot right now, so obviously, hopefully not too much longer, but that's the best I can give you right now from our point of view. So at the very least, I'll keep you guys updated what's going on here. We already had 1 server on pause. I believe technically in the rules you're only supposed to allow 2 before you're supposed to resume on, but I'm sure we'll get that kind of figured out here with the admins and whatnot. So ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. Hopefully game number 1 will be resuming here shortly on Honacast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just another update for you guys. Unfortunately, we still aren't going just yet. Now, 2 of the players have reconnected. The third player, though, looks like Insania is actually still having some trouble for whatever reason. So we're being told that there's a chance he may not be able to get back in for whatever reason. And if that's the case, they would just have to finish off 4 versus 5. So, yeah, well, that's kind of where we're at right now. So it sounds like we will be having some Han coming at you shortly, but what kind of Han it'll be, well, we'll wait and see. Excuse me there. We'll wait and see what the issue is. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. Hopefully going to be back here very shortly, and at least resuming on with our first game here, the grand final. Stay tuned, guys. All right, so it looks like we are going to be back here now. Again, as I was kind of saying to you there, guys, so where we're at is, unfortunately, Insania is just not able to reconnect. I guess had an issue with the computer that specifically he's on. The IP got changed, and it's not letting him back in the game. So they're going to have to play it out 4 versus 5. Now, this has been a fun weekend, man. This has been a fun freaking weekend, man. It's kind of random how, yeah, go figure Nullstone was 4 versus 5 yesterday against Sync, and now it's Sync 4 versus 5, I guess, even though it wasn't their fault, obviously, but it is what it is, yeah. So, now, I will say this one's a little bit different than yesterday, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, a lot different. A lot different.
I still think Sync's in a pretty good spot.
Oh, definitely, because all they need to do now is like pretty much push high ground with Token. Like, if Nullstone can hold on from the inevitable push from Sync, I think they're going to be in a really good position. But if they can't, then obviously they're going to win 4v5. Like, the situation was a lot different because whoever has the ability to take it late game is going to be favourites, kind of thing. Whereas Sync, you know, they have the ability to sort of force team fights and force high ground because of the draft they've got. So if they can do that, they'll be in a good position. Either they sort of try and win the game right now, or I think they're going to be kind of doomed.
Yeah.
Not because like you simply cannot take a game 4v5. We saw it in the last game. Like you're going to outfarm the enemy team. You're going to just have more impacts the later it goes on. Like I mean, if all 5 heroes, for example, were like flat out completely fully stacked in terms of items, and obviously the person with a 5 is going to be better than the people with 4. So yeah.
Now this is interesting too, though. You know, Demented Shaman, the one that gets the token of life here for Sync Esports. So, what is your take on that? Getting it over maybe the Pebbles or the Salamon?
I don't know. I mean, it gives him a siege mechanic, which is kind of good because obviously he wants to be up in the front ground, kind of start healing the creep wave, for example, and it's kind of good in that respect because even if he does get hooked, then you know, at least Sync can sort of jump in. But at the same time, that tells me that they're going to try and take these racks. Like they do the slow push, so they go with the creep wave, get like 10% on the tower, back off, do it all again. Whereas if they put the token on Pebbles, he'll be like, go YOLOing in with Portal Key, trying to jump someone, kill someone, then die, then come back and do the same thing whilst he's in their base. But with this on Dimension, it's a lot more slow push, but equally good as well. It obviously it's going to take a little bit longer, but should be fun though.
Yeah, so, okay, Salamon, he's getting close to the Restoration Stone. Again, that's going to be a key mark for him and for the Sync Esports team, very likely, because, again, it is a spot now. They are 4 versus 5, so for right now, it's still not the biggest deal in the world. The hero's even still in the game, but he will be DC'd here. Obviously, he doesn't really have much on him as far as that's going to be good for others to use, so that's a little unfortunate, too. But then it will be 4 versus 5 throughout that, and then things could definitely change here. So, if you're Sync Esports, I think it's very safe to say that they're looking to make something happen here sooner than later. Get that Resto Stone and try to make some plays. You know, the Token of Life on Demented Shaman, as we're talking about. Pebbles, he is actually very close to a Shrunken Head himself. Maybe getting that here too. But
one thing as well that needs to be noted as well is that obviously the hero that obviously did get DC is obviously the support, the Pyromancer. He's done a lot of the work already in terms of the laning phase, obviously giving Pebbles a lot of easier time. But, I mean, if you look at the other 4, they're practically all cores, except perhaps Ophelia, but he's even got a pretty decent farm. So, I mean, it could be worse, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if Salamon was sort of the one DC'd out, then that could be a big problem. Same goes for Pebbles as well. So. It's bad that Pyromancer.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's safe to say, I mean, if there was one hero and player that was going to get DC'd in the heart of this issue, is that at least being him, that's where it's the good news for Sync. But still, it can hurt. Bottom lane, Bubbles, yeah, they're going to be going in right here. More there as well. I don't know if it's going to be any kill. Yeah, no, he's going to be more than fine. They choose not even to really risk it at all as far as going all out. Again, he had the Token of Life. I like how basically Pyromancer is being used as a Ophelia minion here, trying to kill these Hellhounds off, and no, one of them actually survives, so still going to scout things out and get some information, but clearly Sync Esports grouped up here at the bottom lane. They're going to now start pushing it in, and again, the token has currently about 1:15 on it, and they got the Shrunken Head on Pebble, so this, like I said, this is the key time here for Sync Esports and making a play, so we'll see what kind of play they're able to make now at this bottom tower. This could determine a lot in terms of how this game could play out here.
Yeah, I mean, Nullstone obviously are not looking to push, take team fights because they don't have Shrunken Head yet on Prisoner or will be, so they're going to split push, and as they are doing. So all they need to do is defend their racks, and if Sync take their racks, then Sync potentially can win 4v5. But if they hold their racks, then I'm pretty sure they're going to take this game. But so I mean, Sync they're doing the right thing. They're pushing in, for example, but Nullstone they do have to defend. That's for sure.
Yeah, they. They gotta definitely defend this tower. I mean, there's no question there. They know that Sync is also kind of in that desperation mode of trying to make a play now. The hook gonna miss right there. It does get a Vagabond leader, but obviously they wanted something else, perhaps at Salamon. But he's gonna be fine. What you got, counter pushing the middle tower in the meantime. But this tower now is gonna go down bottom, and now the melee rack's starting to take some damage.
Racks, I think.
Do
something about it.
I wonder if they're almost at a spot like they're fine giving it up for some reason. But no, you can't figure the thing of that logic. Never really want to give up a racks right here. In fact, they're going to go in right now. Salamon gets silenced initially. Going to be fine, though. Not ulting just yet. They're trying to bait that out, but KZU's being very passive with it. It's not going to force the issue necessarily, so going to still have a double ultimate good to go. And Ophelia and Demented Shaman obviously there in the back, ready to support. Prisoner, he gets the hook right here. There's the ulti form pop by Salomon. Pebbles goes in as well. Now Salomon going to follow this up, puts the cleaves out. You see the dust coming out as well. Chase on the Madman, but they're going a little bit too far. Arcane Vortex in the background on the supporting cast. Now Salomon comes out of the first ulti. He's forced to use the second one, and not the most aggression coming out. Now he will get the jump onto Warbeast right there and assist for that kill. But again, Salomon, no more ultis left, is going to be wearing out, but they get them in the rack, so they got what they came for in that sense. Bubbles, he gets caught on by Pebbles right here. Oh, the Chuck and Chuck the wrong target, actually, but they still will get the kill, and Sync Esports is pushing through right now. Now they're going to go for the range racks. Maybe not. Prisoner gets the hook. Will land. To mention Shaman gets pulled in. Salomon again without an ulti, though. He's pretty scared to try to commit to anything. He's going to go for the TP, actually, and he will be fine with that. Ophelia also needing to get back. Unfortunately, not going to work out. So Pebbles and Salomon to survive. They got the melee rack, so really, I mean, I think,
yeah, really good. Them, definitely. And they're going to do the same thing. They're just going to go push in mid. They're going to try and really capitalize on Nullstone just not hitting their peak yet. There's still no Shrunken Head on Prisoner or Warbeast. I mean, Madman doesn't do a lot of damage either because he's going towards Shrunken Head. Yeah, Sync. I mean, even though they don't have the Insania on Pyromancer, for example, they're still a big threat, honestly, in terms of their team fight because of Pebbles, because of Salomon with the double ulti. So yeah, Nullstone, they need to delay as much as possible. They've got one racks down, which, yeah, it's annoying, but they can deal with it. But if they lose a second one, then, you know, that's a different story, obviously.
Yeah, it really is true. Like, that's the funny coincidence here, too, is that Salomon's been on the team of the 4 versus 5 team, and almost like the Salomon curse. The game's basically saying this hero's so crazy when it comes to farm.
Yeah.
Hey, basically he is 2 heroes in 1 almost. So, was that a Gnome's Wisdom that...
Yeah, they just want push items. I mean,
okay, it's all kind of buggy with the UI here. Okay.
Yeah, they just want push items. They've got all the kind of what are they missing? They're actually no, they've got Saxstone actually. So they've got every single sort of aura in that respect. They got Soul's Bulwark, they got Abyssal Skull, they've got Astrolabe, they've got Saxstone, and they've got Gnome's Wisdom. So all kinds of different. Oh, top line, they're looking to try and catch them out by surprise, but they should not be doing this though. They need to be pushing mid, they need to be pushing bot, and they're just trying to delay. I guess they're going to delay a little bit with what they're doing. Oh, that is risky.
Yeah, very risky right there. In fact, Prisoner even pulls him in. Pebbles trying to follow it, but he can't. Yeah, they got a little antsy there. Nullstone Gaming, that could have backfired. So, going to be fine, though, in the end. There's the Shrunken Head. Again, the ulti's coming up for Salomon. The Restoration Stone, 20 more seconds remaining. So, by the time another fight happens, which is possibly going to be at this top lane here at the base, basically, he will have a double ulti.
Close. Madman's close to Shrunken, so is Prisoner, but the Sync are actually pushing top right now, and they need to make sure that they're ready to defend.
Yeah. You know, Nullstone played it very defensive the last time, but it almost, you know, sure, they kind of stayed alive somewhat, but at the end, they lost the racks. You kind of wonder what they're going to be thinking this time around. It's like, sure, they stayed alive, and that might be good for that, but kind of giving up your racks in the end to stay alive.
They're too late to defend already. Like, look how much damage the tower's already took. They need to be there here to ready to defend, but Warbeast already put farming the jungle. He's already got his Shrunken Head. Like, they're going to lose like the tower already.
I mean, they get their Shrunkens at least, but yeah.
Oh man, they're far too late now because now the racks are exposed. They're going to push Sync back, I guess, but still, like, I don't know, like, I think they could have easily been ready to sort of set up and defend a lot before that, but it looks like actually Sync are trying to engage if they can find an opening.
Pebbles, he wants to. He goes on a Prisoner right here. Figures that's the target. If anything, now Shrunken Head's coming out in the background. Locked down with the Kelfield. Salomon does have his first ulti form up right now. Trying to do some damage with it. Madman in the midst of it as well. The cleave's coming out. Ophelia a touch. Not enough. She goes down. Dimension Shaman also takes some good damage. They're going for the supporting cast as we talked about. Salomon in the meantime, he gets caught in the Arcane Vortex. He does come out though. Looking to get some more damage out maybe on this Warbeast. Warbeast going to end up falling right there. The second ultimate Salomon. It goes off. He jumps on a Madman. Madman's going to fall as well. Again, they don't have buybacks on those heroes. So pretty good fight overall for Sync Esports. Bubbles, he's also in trouble. There's another leap. Nice. Portal key, though, going to be fine. But now the melee racks, it is exposed. But, yeah, they're not going to be able to hang around. They're just too low life and mana right here. So they will get them to fall back. At least they do save the racks.
That Resto Salomon, though, like, this is the reason why I've been sort of stressing how important it is. Like, he's doing so much heavy lifting in these team fights. There really is. And even though they're one man down, like, the double Salomon ultimate is practically 2 heroes. It really, really is. And having a big impact on the team fights. But I mean, it was something they do obviously keep their second racks. If they can get like maybe a brutalizer on Man, perhaps even a Soul's Bulwark on Warbeast, for example, to get this next level of items would play a really big important role, because Sync, I mean, they're probably going to take Congo. They're going to keep on pushing the thing, because like Sync, they don't want to take it late. They want to obviously try and force out and try and win the game as quick as possible, because then the difference of Pyromancer not being here is a lot less felt in that respect. So.
Yeah. 26.5 minutes in right now, obviously into this game, and right now it's still up in the air. I mean, if Pyromancer was in this game, you'd obviously be a little more confident that Sync Esports in a very good spot, but because of that DC, unfortunately, now 4 versus 5, you're kind of wondering a little bit how this could play out here. But Sync Esports, no doubt, still in the lead here. And the team stats definitely suggest that as far as an 8,000 gold lead at least. You got Pebbles now with Soul's Bulwark again, so he's going to continue to hit pretty hard. Salomon, he's going to get another bigger and better item here shortly. 2,400 plus gold saved up on him, finishing off the Ballista. We'll see what he does pick up as far as follow-up goes. But yeah, that was a good job, though, by Null on that last fight. Going for that supporting cast, but it did cost them the tower, it cost them a couple of their lives. You got to figure the next time that happens, the racks could be next, so.
Definitely, and I mean, I think it's definitely the right decision what they're doing, going for the supporting cost, because they cannot bring Solomon down like 3 or 4 times in terms of his ultimates. It's just the only problem is that obviously there's a lot of heal, like the Ophelia ulti, the Astrolabe, then you've got the Demented Showman heal plus the Unbreakable. It's kind of hard to breach the back end, but that's what they do need to do. But just don't have the right kind of damage just yet, honestly. But. Yeah, it's hard though. Really is hard, because, like I said, like they're getting obviously Pyromancer's sort of net gold as well, obviously. And although obviously it's a lot better if Pyromancer actually is in the game, for example, they've got all the heroes that are the most important at the moment and sort of big threat in the team fights. So.
Ooh, he's going to be picked up here by Pebbles, so we'll see if something opens up for him. Salmon at the top lane. He's going at it with Madman right here. Kind of going back and forth. Moira's coming in with the Ephemeral Forge, and Madman's already porting out, actually, so yeah, nothing's going to really come of that. Moira just simply harassing and being annoying, so accomplishes that at least. But yeah, you do see the Frostfield play coming up for Kaizen. I know Kaizen was talking about that. He mentioned this in chat, too, a couple times, and